do you do? Get ready for a lot of rejection, and at the same exact time, do the things others don't want to do. Do what's necessary. Do what it takes, no matter what it is, and try not to hurt anybody along the way.
The graveyard is filled with businesses that never open. Some of you had a business idea for the last 20 years, and you are still because you wouldn't step out and believe God in that idea. I'm going to show you how great I am.
The question is not, is it possible for you to graduate? Is it possible for you to own a business? Is it possible for you to be a millionaire? Is it possible for you to have all your dreams become a reality in your lifetime? Yes, it is possible. But the real question you should be asking yourself, because it's not about position. You got a lot of the question is, have you made it?
There's some of you said, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be the best that you told me, right? But your value system said you believe in sleep more than you believe in grinding. Your value system said you are a consumer and not a producer. And you're spending more money than you're making. Why? Because you're a consumer. You're reading all the books and you said everything the books are saying. But those books are not in alignment with your values. If you're going to go to the next level, your values will have to change.
I've always thought that each person invented himself for whatever reason, through whatever circumstance, through whatever we've gone through, that we are each a figment of our own imagination.
I'm obsessed with improvement. Every day I'm getting better. There's those of you with phones, and every new phone that comes out, you get it. Every upgrade you get it. Every piece of software you get it. You are upgrading your technology, and you're not upgrading yourself. I'm going to show you how great I am.
You don't have to be great to get started. You have to get started to be great.
Millionaires that we all love and admire and adore, and many of you aspire to become or be like, most millionaires are leaders. They don't sit around and wait for something else to happen. They decide that their destiny is in their hands, and they've got leadership characteristics. I'm going to show you how great I am. Everybody wants to shine bright like a diamond, but nobody wants to get cut. Everybody wants to shine bright like a diamond, but nobody wants to get cut.
So I hope you took something from it. I do apologize if the sound is not as optimal as we would have loved it to be. But I think there are a few things that actually struck me from that video. The first being that some of us love sleep more than we actually want our success. Like I mentioned, Tesla only used to sleep for 4 hours every single day until he actually released the groundbreaking scientific theories that are part and parcel of probably some of the greatest innovations that we've ever realized as mankind today. So you have to be willing to give something. Like I said, this is what I do in my free time. And if I have 24 hours and this is what I'm doing in my free time, imagine what I could actually do if I had the full 8 hours that I'm currently spending with my employer. And again, I'm not with my employer forever. This is just merely a means to an end. The first part of that video talked about financing your business. For me, going to the 8 to 5 is a temporary pain that I have to endure so that I can finance my multi-million business idea. So with everything, there has to be some sort of sacrifice. And being an entrepreneur has actually taught me that nothing is for free under the sun. If you want something, you need to go after it. You need to go and get it. There's nothing like a free lunch under the sun. Economists will tell you that there is no free lunch under the sun. If you want something, no one is actually going to come and hand it to you on a silver platter. You need to have a go-getter attitude. You need to actually want it so bad that irregardless of the obstacles, it's more important for you to achieve it or acquire it more than the hurdles that you could potentially face. And one good example is when I was actually in varsity, I used to do vac work. Nearly every single holiday, I would do vac work. And the reason why I did that was because I knew that it would actually set me up for my career path. And it also gave me the opportunity to actually start trying out different aspects in the financial or in the investment market. But no one puts out advertisements for vac work, correct?
Yes.
No company actually puts out advertisements for vac work. So what did I do? I went onto the financial markets directory and I sent my CV to every single one of the companies that had an email address on that directory. And I told myself, all I need is one company. And if it takes me sending out 200 emails, 300 emails, that's okay. All I need is one open door. And that strategy worked because by the time I got to maybe like 80 emails, someone would have said, okay, it's okay, you can actually come. So I wouldn't have to actually send out as many emails. But what I want you to take from that is you have to be a go-getter. You have to, if the doors are not opening, go get yourself a hammer, a chisel, a drill, whatever, and open those doors. So you have to be aggressive in business. Nothing will come whilst you're sitting, laying back. The idea you might have in your head, but ideas don't sell until they're executed. And no one will actually know about that idea until you actually tell people about it, i.e. you actually have some form of communication to actually empower someone else with your idea or with your vision or with your dream. So it's important to be aggressive, it's important to be a go-getter, it's important to be motivated, it's important to actually be passionate about the things that you're actually going to be doing. And like one of the artists in that video said, you need to actually go out there and do something. If you sit, you're not going to get half results. If you sit, you're not going to get 3/4 results. If you sit, you're not going to get 80% of the result. For me, 80% of the result is just as good as having no result at all. You actually need to go in full strength, full blown, and do the best that you can. And I tell you solemnly, like I said, the system is made that some people take from it and some people give into it. Are you going to be the consumer, or are you going to be the person who's actually creating the production? Because at any point in time, people want to take from the system, and those people are called consumers. And then there are some people that put into the system, and those people are called producers. So you have to decide, am I going to be a producer, or am I going to be a consumer? So in terms of my own experiences, I decided to summarize some of the things that I've learned by using the 4 Ps. And the first one is plan. So it's great to have an amazing business idea, but you actually need to go into the market and find out how practical is my business idea. How relevant is my business idea? It's great to have a good business idea, but if the timing is not correct or the market is actually not ready for it, it's as good as a bad idea. So something done, a good thing done at the wrong time or in the wrong place still makes it a bad thing. So you need to plan. Go out in the market, find out what is it that's actually making the client tick. What is it that actually makes the customers of this day and age tick? What is it that they're actually looking for? Because sometimes you might have a great idea. For example, one of the Silicon Valley millionaires at the moment who developed a virus, an antivirus, approximately 6 years ago. He approached a bank, and the bank said, we don't need this type of stuff, but he was thinking 10 years in advance, because I mean, who owns a laptop today without an antivirus? No one. And yet, he was thinking 10 years ahead of the current market that he was dealing with. Did it make his idea a bad idea? No. It was just that the timing was not appropriate at that specific moment. So make sure that you do your research. And even if people don't believe you, keep on going for it. One day you will find someone who will actually believe in your idea, who will believe in your strategy, who will believe in your concept, and hopefully they'll actually be willing to finance or put in capital into your business idea. So planning is important. Within planning, obviously, try and have some sort of a business plan. have a business strategy. So in 1 year, what do I want to achieve? In 2 years, what do I want to achieve? In 3 years, what do I want to achieve? In terms of the strengths of my business plan, what are my strengths? I know that one of my strengths is that I can sell ice to an Eskimo. That's a strength that I have. I can sell. And that's a skill that I've developed right from the age of 10. When I was growing up, my parents didn't believe in the sleep policy. So wherever they went, whether it was for business, etc., they'd take us along. And so I learned how to sell. So I use that as a strength. And in my bridal business, I try and convince people to hire my product. I try and make them understand why my product is better than someone else's product. So that's one key thing. That's a strength in my business. A second strength is the price. So you know, for each and every product that you have, it's important to have a good product, but also the pricing should also be consideration. So in my plan, I've also put in the price range that I want to be dealing with, as well as the type of target market that I'm actually going to be dealing with. Because I mean, if someone is coming from Constantia, they really don't mind if they get a Veroa gown. But if you're looking at someone who's maybe coming from Athlone, they're conservative. So again, in my planning, I had to ask myself, do I want to be catering to the high-end market, the lower-end market, or the middle class? So do that as part of your homework. Let that be part of the plans that you're actually going to be putting in place. After you've actually finished, during your planning process, so now you've got your great business idea, you've told yourself, okay, what do I want to achieve in the first year, second year, third year? Also make sure that you ask yourself, what are some of the weaknesses that I actually could have in my business? At the moment, I'm a one-man show. I have great ambitions in terms of where I want my business to go. But because it's a one-man show at the moment, that means that I have to be my own marketing rep, I have to be my own sales rep, I have to be my own collections rep, I have to be my own communications rep, I have to be my own finance rep. So you realize that that's part of the process, but it could also be a weakness. Because if I'm not there, that means that there's no business. There's not going to be any sort of cash flow. So try and understand within my market, how is that actually going? How is that weakness going to disadvantage me in terms of my positioning? Then look at the opportunities. So in terms of my current business idea, where can I actually find value? What are the opportunities out there? You don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that the market at the moment is not in a good place, or there have been serious financial hardships within the financial market. So in terms of timing, it's prime. But also, because it's prime for me, it means that it's also prime for probably 10 other entrepreneurs who are also as vigilant as I am. So it's a great opportunity, but that opportunity comes with threats. So what are the threats? The threats are that there is very little, it's actually very easy to exit and to enter the kind of market that I'm in. So those are some of the things that you actually need to think about when you're doing your plan. And I always say, in planning, businesses have stages. Right now, I'm at a startup stage, but in 5 years' time, it would be a problem if I'm still at the startup stage. You have to develop in your business, and that also has to be apparent in your business plan. So right now, yes, I'm in the starting up phase, but I also need to start strategically positioning myself for where I want to be in 5 years. You don't just wake up in 5 years and everything's actually laid out. You need to plan, and plan progressively. Also, business has taught me that people are dynamic. They change. You have to change, whether it's in your strategy, whether it's in your execution. If you look at my business plan, the one that I started with, it's changed significantly from the way that I execute business now. And that's because with the interaction, with the execution, you actually learn other things. And even if it's a fail, you've learned how not to do it next time. And I mean, there's sometimes where you actually do make serious mistakes or you make terrible decisions, but at the end of the day, I know not to go down that route. And I'm more informed, I'm more educated, and I'm more proactive in the way that I'll actually deal with such a situation next time. So, in terms of planning, it's important. Also, like I said, for me, in my 5-year plan, I obviously want to open up a shop in a central location where there's high traffic volume. But to get there, how do I finance it? So right now, for example, I'm doing my 8 to 5. And I'll tell you right now, you guys are students. Students always want things. Try and find some way or something that you can do so that you become a producer in the market. Whether it's selling earrings, whether it's sell something. Selling, guys, is where you, I mean, even with the idea, one day you'll need to sell that idea to someone. It might be a great product, but if you're not selling it, no one's gonna buy it. So start selling something. Sell muffins, sell something, you know? Sell something. And I tell you, the years in varsity are priceless. That's good training ground with very little costs or expenses. Once you step out of varsity, you've got rent to pay, you've got water, you've got electricity, all these things. Whereas now when you're on a scholarship or in a bursary, low running costs, high profit margins. So start doing something even now. It's amazing that you guys actually have this opportunity because you can learn and you can go out there and implement. So I want you to think in your head, what is it that I can actually plan now and start selling so that I actually have a means to an end. My end might be in 5 years, which is why I'm doing my 8 to 5 job right now, but for you, you've got a head start. There's absolutely no excuse. If you're in your second year, you're left with 2 more years, you know, so you've got the opportunity to start raising capital so that when you leave, you actually have a good financial pool, and that financial pool, you can use it to actually start up your business. And like I said, businesses, have you ever seen the people that sell sand or volcanic ash, and they tell you that, you know, it will give you facial enhancements? Imagine selling sand. Who would have thought about that? And yet, they're making money. So it's not really in the product. It's really about how they sell it. It's really about how they're actually selling it. Go to the beach. There are some people out there in Mpumalanga who don't have access to beach sand. Sell the beach sand. I don't know if it's legal, but it's an idea. But bottom line is, plan to do something. Start small. Ackerman did not start with his Checkers or his Big P and Pick and Pay franchises. He started somewhere. He probably started as the guy who was selling cakes during break. He probably started as a guy who was selling toothpaste door to door. It's a service. If people don't want to walk to Pick and Pay, start selling them those products door to door. You know, if people don't want to pack their boxes at the end of the semester, offer storage facilities, but do something. You get what I mean? Do something. And I told myself even when I was in varsity, God, open my eyes so that I may see opportunities. Such that everywhere you're going, you're looking for opportunities. So yes, you've got a good business idea, but everywhere you go, make sure you're looking for opportunities. I mean, I came in here and I've already seen opportunities. I've already seen opportunities where I can strategically position myself to actually start making money, because I've actually learned the skill of always having my eyes open. Some of us walk, but we are asleep in our visions. So you need to be awake, and awake in terms of your vision as well. So that's in terms of planning. After planning, obviously, it's great to have a great business idea, but you actually need to go out there and start performing. And like I said, when you actually start going out there, you learn a lot of things. You learn things that you're supposed to take on, and things that you're supposed to adopt, and things that you also need to leave. So I always have policy. What is it that I should start doing? What is it that I should continue doing? And what is it that I should stop doing? So start, stop, continue. So certain things that I've picked up from my business intelligence that tell me I need to start doing this. This is where all the money is. And then some things I'm like, this one, maybe it's time to leave this one or put it to rest. And then this one is really working at the moment and I need to continue doing it. So that's in terms of like the performance. And for me in the business of, in the bridal business, what I've realized is you need to be out there. People will not know that you've got a great product if your product is sitting with you at home. You actually need to interact with the potential clients. So your interaction comes with regards to your performance. So in terms of my marketing, like I said, I'm also my own marketing agent. So I've tried to set myself up so that in terms of like online presence, we are available. At the same time, the market is structured in such a way that periodically they are bridal fairs, and when I can afford, I actually make sure that I'm at those bridal fairs. But again, remember, there are 10 of them, and you need to ask yourselves which ones make the most sense. So again, in life, you're going to find there will be multiple options presented to you, but which options actually make the most sense and which ones give you the best return on investment. So again, go back to your plan. Does this actually make financial sense with regards to where my 5-year plan is going? Because you realize that in business, well, once you start doing well, so many things start attracting themselves to you, and you need to have a place to re-pivot yourself or rebalance yourself so that you don't lose focus. Then in terms of positioning myself, positioning your business, also make sure, like I said, that you are in the right place at the right time. If for some odd reason activists start speaking against KFC, don't now start selling the ingredients that are used for KFC, for example. You get what I mean? Make sure that you're always positioned for the next best move in that specific industry. And sometimes being positioned might actually mean diversifying or moving out of your core responsibility. But when you move out of your core responsibility, always make sure that it's in line with your plan, which is point A. So in terms of my business, for example, in terms of positioning myself, the ultimate goal is to have a shop under one roof. So a bride won't need to go and buy her gown somewhere else, go and get her cutlery somewhere else, get her cake somewhere else, get her decor somewhere else. Everything ideally should actually be under one roof, and she only has to deal with one service provider. But in terms of positioning myself for that, I actually need to start making those alliances. Say, for example, with people that do decor now, with the people that do the cakes, with the people that provide transport, for example. And who knows, maybe in a year, 2 years' time, I can actually buy out that company. But I've positioned myself now for the goal that I want to achieve in 5 years. And you know what? When you start having business conversations with people, they don't know what your 5-year plan is. They don't know what your 10-year plan is. But whilst you're doing things, always keep your ear open, your eye open, your vision open, so that you can actually integrate and take those opportunities when they arise. Last and most important, always be positive. There are some people that just come from hell and they just want to put a rope onto your neck, suffocate you, and throw you into the sea. They're going to be those people, they're going to be those clients, they're going to be those people that actually would just have will speak negative things into you, negative things into your business, criticize and all those things. But what you have to learn is to develop a thick skin. If it doesn't kill you, it just makes you stronger. And I know it sounds vicious, but it's true. I've learned so many things. Some people are just, personally, they're just nasty. And there's nothing that you can actually do. It's unfortunate that you are caught in the same place, time, and space as them. But that should not affect who you are and the type of service or product that you're going to be giving. My motto is excellence in everything that I do. Whether it be the packaging, whether it's the way that I greet you, everything just has to be excellent, right from the time that you step in to the showroom, to the time that you leave the showroom. And regardless of the attitude or the atmosphere that you create, I will always try to be positive. And you realize that when people go back and they reflect, you've sown a seed into them. And they'll come back. If they don't apologize, they will refer someone else to you. So in the end, it's a win-win situation, really. So always be possible. You might hit a wall today, but that doesn't stop you. Look for a ladder. and climb that wall. Look for rope, climb that wall. Look for people that will push you up, but climb the wall anyway. So always have a positive attitude. And whilst you're planning, you're thinking of performing, you're positioning yourself strategically for expansion, you're staying positive, make sure that you don't lose the passion. At the end of the day, running a business is not easy. The statistics actually say that more than 90% of startups actually fail. You have to stay passionate about what it is that you're actually doing. Because if you're not passionate, someone else who's passionate will offer the service at half the price with a positive attitude and a big smile. And they will kick you out of business sooner than you actually came in. So in everything, maintain that passion. If you actually realize that maybe you're no longer as passionate about it anymore, two options. Maybe it's time to actually change and refocus, or it's actually time to actually start hiring people that actually understand your vision and that are more passionate to actually drive your product. And I know it's not on the slide there, but I think one other thing that's also critical is to always persevere. So every time that you're thinking about your passion, that you're thinking about your planning, your performing, your positioning, and how positive you have to be, persevere. Keep going on. Keep going on. Keep on believing. No one else is actually going to believe on your behalf. No one else is going to drive your vision the way that you're actually going to drive it. And you'll realize that not every employee is passionate about your product. The second person has got their own agenda for coming to work, eh? Some come because they enjoy what they're doing, others come because they're passionate about the work that they do, others come because there are free opportunities or free loopholes that they've decided or realized, others will come because they genuinely want to push the brand. So in everything that you're doing, if you yourself cannot persevere or convince yourself that this is worth having, how will someone else want to have it? So you have to be passionate, but also persevere. And if all else fails, learn how not to do it. Write books about how not to do it. It's another opportunity. You know, but from everything, regardless of how bad it turns out, there's always an opportunity there. Being a Christian, I've learned all things will work out for your good. Whether it's a bad way or a good way, it's working for your good. Just ask that the Lord opens your eyes so that it works for your good. Right. So these are contact details. You can go onto our website, which is www.prettiesbible.co.za. You can visit our Facebook page. We're on celebration.co.za. You can follow us on Twitter, or you can follow us on Pinterest. And at the moment, I told you I'm always looking for opportunities. If you can actually refer any 3 people to Prudy's Bridal within the next 2 months following this governance session, we will give you a 50% discount on a product of your choice.
Wow.
So at the end of this session, I'll be giving out business cards. Like I said, I believe in two-way interactions. I've come here, I've taught you. Now you need to go there and sell my product. But in selling it, you also benefit because you get 50% off. Sounds good? Right, and then just before I leave, I've got another inspirational clip again for you guys, in case what I said didn't sink in. I'm quite a free person. I'm always available. Send me a WhatsApp message, tweet me, Facebook me, ping me, whatever that you do these days. I'm available, and I'm always willing to help you become better. As you saw, it's not really in the race, because it's not always the fastest runner who always wins the race. It's not in the fall, it's really about how you get up. And if I've gotten up, you're not supposed to do the same fall. So yeah, thank you. Yeah.